Yo, what's up guys? We are back with the second build of this league, which is going to be my witch, and this one is currently ED contagion basically, but I am in the middle of swapping in two minions, so I've just respected my tree. However, I will jump on another character to kind of show what the tree looks like. I'll just go over the skills real quick. We're using Unearth. Unearth is a skill that allows you to revive the scorpions, and if the contagions killed the enemy and you hit it with Unearth, those scorpions will have chaos damage and they will spread the contagion to other enemies, and that's the only reason we're using it. We're not using this for any kind of damage, we're just using it for more spread of the contagion. For this one we have duration for them to be out longer, we have a little bit of increased damage, and we have the chance for corpses not to be consumed once we do spawn them, so it's easier to spawn a whole army of them. Then we have contagion with the increased area of effect. We have unleashed and arcane search, and then on our essence drain we have swift affliction, we have chain, and we have considerate casting. And for our withering presence we have mana regen and life regen. For our curse we are currently using despair for one of them, which is our curse that we cast ourselves. And for this one we have increased magnitude, we have efficiency, and we have cursed ground for that to stay out longer, and you can basically have two places with cursed ground on at the same time. On top of that we have dark effigy, which is a totem, and this allows us to make two totems, the overabundance, and then we have considerate casting, and we have controlled destruction. Now we're also using leap slam, of course, just so we can easily traverse the terrain. And then last but not least we have blasphemy with temporal chain, magnified effect, and slow potency to basically slow down the enemies even more than they are right now. And that just works out phenomenally well with the contagion spread. When they are super slow, they don't get near you very easily, and as long as you haven't used your own curse, you're basically free to like just slow everything in the vicinity way down, and it works out really well. Now I will show off how the curses look. So you can basically have two curses like that, and the way I normally do it is I'll, like, let's say we are fighting a boss, I'll curse, like I'll do two curses, like one like this and one like this, and then I'll just run around in here, so if the boss joins me in my area, he's getting cursed by despair, and once he's not in this area he's getting cursed by temp chains. So that works out really well. Now for the current gear, this is what I'm using, but I will show one thing. So I got to I completed Act 4 and got to the second interlude with this weapon. This was my Act 1 weapon, and I used that all the way to basically the maps, almost, like not fully but close to. I could not for the life of me get an upgrade, and I was trying so hard to get an upgrade, but I finally found something and I crafted it, and it turned out to be decent enough to where I was like, okay, I'm gonna swap that for the one that I had. Now this one is pretty decent. It's not bad, it's not great, but it's not bad, so that's why I stuck with that. For the gloves we have some evasion rating ES, again super early gloves, Act 2 gloves I believe. Really bad, but it worked out fairly well for me, so you should easily be able to complete the campaign with this setup. We got a pretty shitty belt as well. We got some unique boots we found. These are kind of nice though. We have a chaos ring with a little bit of mana, some cast speed and intelligence. We have a cold res ring with some resistances and life, and then we have our spell +1 spell amulet, which is also from like Act 1 or 2. This one is again Act 1, just +1 spells. That's the only reason we're using that. And then we have this helmet, which I recently found. I think it was like in the last interlude I found this, so I finally got an upgrade for a helmet and I put that on. And last but not least, the basic thing that the whole build is built around, you could say, is this one. This armor is phenomenal, works phenomenal with this build. What it does is increases and reductions to mana regeneration rate, also applies to energy shield recharge rate. So that's how my energy shield would recharge extremely fast because of that. And I do have some mana regen on the tree and on some of the gear and whatnot, and that helps a lot with regenerating your energy shield. And as you can see, we're currently using both life and ES, which you kind of have to, I feel like. It feels way better when you have live and ES instead of CI, so that's why I did that. But we might want to go CI later down the line at some point. Now, I did choose to do my ascendancy as a infernalist. The better choice would probably be going lich here, but I just, knowing that I wanted to swap into minions later down the line, I was like, let me just go with this. I only ever did one ascend, and I took this point right here because it mitigates a lot of damage and it helps a lot with the survivability. So that's the main reason why we took this, and we didn't actually take anything else at that point because we had no need for it. So of course you do want to like grab other points. If you're a lich, I would go the route out here to grab the energy shield. Cannot change, life cannot change while you have energy shield. That's the way I would go personally, but since I went with the infernalist, we just went for the damage mitigation. And honestly, if you decide to stick with this, I would probably go demon form with contagions, just because demon form contagions works really well, and with the new change to demon form, you can actually use your weapon and your shield. That would mean we got +4 skills off of that. So that would make it very powerful, and that's probably what I would do if I were to stick with this. But currently I'm in the middle of changing into a minion build. As you'll see, I have some gear laid out here, and I'm gonna stick with this armor, I think. At the moment, this is my plan, and then we go minions. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. We do have a beast and some minions over here that are prepared and ready. So now it's just a question about getting the last couple of levels so we can actually put on all of our minion gear. And once we can put on all that gear, that's when we'll swap fully into minions. Let's look at some stats real quick. So if we go to the stats, as you'll see, we have basically put most of our points into intelligence, both to wear gems and just to get more mana and stuff like that. And we have our resistances are looking somewhat okay. They're not great at the moment, but that will change in the future. The rest of it is not necessarily the most important, I would say. It's not looking great right now because I just finished the campaign, so it's still in dire need of some gear upgrades. And now we're gonna go over the tree, but I'll do that off of my lich instead from past season, and that way I can basically better show off how I would go about it if I were to stick with the contagion. Okay, so here we are on the lich, and as you'll see right now, this is my current tree. If you are sticking with contagion, going this direction is probably your best bet. I would definitely go for this one. It's super good, especially with at serious disdain. It's just incredibly good because it's so much damage mitigation. Now, this is what my tree looks like currently. I went out here, grabbed some chaos damage. We grabbed the chaos damage right here and the increased area of effect on curses. We grabbed some energy shield recharge rate and mana recharge rate. So both of these is basically 50% increased energy shield recovery or recovery rate, right? Like how fast it actually goes up. And go over here, so we grab some more energy shield over here, we grab more energy shield right here, we grab some chaos damage right here, we grab some more energy shield up here, took the jewel slot, and we grabbed the jewel slot down here, we grabbed the withering, and we grab this node right here to have faster, the energy recharge start is faster. That's really what you're looking for, to cut down the timer as much as you can on your energy shield recharge rate, which is currently 2.48 seconds from me, but we can basically get that a little bit lower once we get this node right here. That will help out tremendously on cutting the time down on this, so it starts way faster. Now it recovers 3100 energy shield per second, which is a lot, and it works out phenomenally with this build. As you'll see, I am using a series Disdain here with the same armor that I had on the other one, and that's basically the setup I would go for if I were you. We do have a really decent wand here and some an okay shield here as well. That is definitely what you're looking for, something like that. Some ES gloves, some ES boots, and a decent belt, some decent rings, and a spirit all spell amulet, and then that's about it. I really like this build. This build is amazing. This build works out phenomenally. A lot of things that I really like about this. It just works, man. There's not a lot of bad things to say about it. If you're looking to min-max and fully max out your gems. Now I am missing some here because they changed some gems, so they removed something and whatnot, but I'll just go over what it looks like when it's fully maxed out. So we have overabundance, rapid casting, control destruction, poison, and execute. On contagions we have unleashed, we have area of effect, we have chaotic freeze and arcane surge. On the essence drain we have chain, swift affliction, considerate casting, intense agony, and chaos mastery. On the despair we have heightened curse, cursed ground, less cost, decaying hex, and hex bloom. So it basically spreads the curse to other nearby enemies. We have our blasphemy with the temporal chains, slow potency, and ritualistic curse. And then we have our leap slam with holy descent, it's called now, consecrated ground, and we have faster attack. And then we have our shield charge, which I don't really use that much anymore since we have this sprint. But we do have second wind, we have cooldown recovery and stomping ground, and then last but not least we have I can't say this, convalescence. We have this with prolonged duration. I'm sorry. That word is fucking hard to say. So that is it for this build. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys have a fun time in the campaign, and hopefully we'll see each other in the end game. Have a good one. I'll catch you all in the next one.